How's it going, guys? Collector here once again. Today I'm talking about the movie The Curse of La Llorona. And this movie surprised me in more ways than one. For one, I didn't know it was part of the Conjuring universe, which is that very well maybe on me. Maybe I just didn't pay attention during the trailer or any of the promotional material. But I walked into it not knowing that, so that was definitely a surprise. And I was surprised by how much I liked it, because I didn't think I was going to. But what it is La Llorona is a real-life Spanish folktale involving a jealous wife who, upon finding her husband was cheating on her, took their children and drowned them in the river. And then after she realized what she did and she came back to her senses, basically, she threw herself in the river and drowned herself. So she basically she's a cursed spirit, and she walks the earth, kidnapping and punishing naughty children. And that is, it's a real folktale that children have grown up with for years. And I know about this personally because I have a handful of Spanish people in my family that have talked about it. So I was interested to see how they were going to go with this, because they took that character and put her in 1970s Los Angeles. The film follows the character of Anna, played by Linda Cardellini, who is a social worker involved with the Los Angeles Police Department. Her late husband was a cop, and she gets brought on to deal with this case involving a Spanish woman who locked up her children in a closet, claiming that La Llorona was going to get them. So that's basically where the story where the story starts, and where everything starts getting crazy. And this movie does very good with its atmosphere. It's got a lot of shadows, a lot of darkness, and it's got all surrounded with 1970s colors and landscapes. So it's very interesting in that sense. But I have to knock it down for having several dumb children doing dumb children things, which is a cliche I hate in horror movies, in movies in general. And I'm not the biggest kid fan, but I know a lot of children that are smarter than the kids in this movie that I've seen in several movies before. So you need to know, first and foremost, the kids do a lot of dumb kid shit. So besides almost all of the children in this movie doing dumb things, their performances were pretty good as far as kid actors go. And everybody else did a relatively solid job. The one thing I am pleased with is the jump scares in this movie are not extreme, brick to the face jump scares, where the music explodes and something jumps out. The music explodes a little bit during these scenes, but it's not as in your face, it's more subtle. It's more scary in the setup for the jump scares. There's numerous times when I'd be watching and I'm like, well, there's gonna be a jump scare. It's the real obvious setups, but they drag out the setups. They have excellent music paired with it, and when the jump scare happens, it's not as intense. You feel like I don't know if it's because it dragged it out more that it made it less impactful, but I liked it that way because I personally hate brick to the face jump scares, because it's not scary, it's not horror, it's just adrenaline because the music exploded and something just popped up in front of you. And I hate that. It's not real horror. So I was really happy with the way they did it. Another thing this movie does really well in terms of its cinematography, lighting, and camera setup is the use of water. Water plays a big role in this film, partially because of the fact that the legend itself, it's dealing with a woman who drowned her and her kids by a river. So water plays a big role. You see in the trailer, there's stuff involving a swimming pool, the little girl in the bathtub. So the use of water and how they light it, how they shot it, how you see things in the water was really interesting, and that was really cool. So definitely props to this movie for that. In any case, I did enjoy the film. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I was happy with the direction they took. The atmosphere was really nice. The scares were good. The atmosphere was great. The acting was really good. And if I could ever convince myself to use half stars in any of my reviews, this would probably be the one I would really want to. But because I refuse to do that, I'm giving The Curse of La Llorona 2 out of 3 stars. I did really enjoy it. It's definitely a heavy recommendation. Hands down one of the better Conjuring Universe films. So if you're interested in that, it was very good. Anyway, guys, I had to cut around this one a little bit more than usual. I did a lot of rambling, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of random thoughts here and there. So I apologize for how cut up this review is probably going to be. But I did enjoy The Curse of La Llorona, and I do recommend it. So definitely go out to see it if you're interested in a horror film of this caliber. But thank you for watching. I appreciated the views and all the support. See you next time.